The red-hot Hanwha Eagles are going to be, this time around, playing the Atlanta Rebels. The season has extended for Game 31. Welcome back to Rebel Park in Atlanta, Georgia. You're watching exclusive HCBBL coverage live on FTN. I'm your host, David Kreutz, joined today by the wonderful Andrew Schulte.
Hi.
And it's time to see our first ever example of playoff-style baseball here in Season 23. The championship seeds are still to be decided, and tonight, Atlanta and Hanwha Lake fight for the third seed overall as they make their move here in Division 1. The question becomes here, Andrew, what can they do now? As we are just moments away from seeing the first pitch in tonight's event. 2 elimination games, so to speak, are on the table tonight. The game of the day starts at 9 p.m. Eastern, but Atlanta and Hanwha Lake both have a lot to fight for. Atlanta coming in, as it stands, of course, they have the advantage in the standings by just a tiebreaker. They're currently seated in third. Hanwha has been red hot in the past 2 games and have made it a dead tie. It's all tied up going to our first few pitches today, Andrew, and with that being said, how's it feeling down there at the umpire's position in Rebel Park?
Obviously, it feels good here. The Atlanta fans seem to be very energetic, and obviously, you can notice how hot the Hanwha Eagles have been. I think they've hit the first ever 209 mag home run in HCBB League history, and, well, you also have them being extremely high. The last game we broadcasted, game number 29, or round 29, I should say, against the Chiba Latte Marines, they were going run for run with them, and they walk-off bunted that game because, you know, if you were watching, you saw that missed double play in the 10th, and that's ultimately what ended the game. So, obviously, we might see something like that tonight, and we saw something like that last night with the LA Stars bunting off a walk-off. So we can see the game getting ready now. Our first batter, Via Mateo, I apologize, and David, what do you think Hanwha's strategy is here?
I think, as you mentioned, they have been all offense as of late, and their dominant force has been with the bat. You mentioned that game we broadcasted 2 nights ago, 8-7 in favor of Hanwha, and it was a run-for-run game. They were 7-7 tied going into the 10th inning, and Hanwha, they got their victory on a sacrifice bunt with the bases loaded. They've not only been able to put balls in play, but they've been pressuring other teams, and having that intimidation factor is as important, if not more important, than what we've seen, of course, at the plate. Now, with that being said, our first batter has come up, and you mentioned it, it's going to be Via Mateo with a batting average of .388, an offensive threat in his own right. And let's see tonight what Atlanta can do, of course, with a home field advantage in Rebel Park, and taking to the mound for tonight's game, Patriots 0-1-7. Patriots, 2 losses going into today's event, no wins on the season so far. The first pitch,
a ball.
High and in, ball 1.
So Patriots, I believe, what was the numbers on the name? A lot of numbers on his name, but the pitch, and it's going to be strike number 1, and you know he's at a 1-1 count. You really don't need to do much here in these early at bats. I mean, it'd be nice to get hits, a few runs, insurance runs if you're the. Oh, that's going to be a foul ball, and we can see you over there, obviously in a very nice jersey, but we'll talk about the jerseys later. Now, we are waiting for the pitch, and I mean, genuinely, that's going to be a base hit. No, it's going to be straight to the second baseman. So, David, now that the Hanwha Eagles have 1 out, what do you think their strategy is right now? Just try to get on base and see what they can do, or?
Let's talk a little bit more about Atlanta coming into today's event. And you see right now, Patriots, of course, to the mound, not the best of pitching records. Offense has been so critical for these teams that have made it up here in the higher seeds of the division. And fighting for the 3rd seed, of course, no small feat. You're going to see not a lot of that small ball. Power is going to be the priority, and pop-outs, you want to avoid them like the plague. The pitch on the way, it's going to be 1 ball, no strikes. Let's see what happens here. On the way.
Ball 2.
Just outside the zone. Now, for the Atlanta Rebels tonight, let's talk a little bit more about Rebel Park. I would say in regards to dimensions, pretty normal. It's about 400 feet out as we see deep to right, but a pop out again.
Yeah, that'd more be considered a flat, I'd think, but obviously back to the dimensions of Rebel Park. And Aura is up, so we've seen this dude do a lot, and I mean a lot of hitting, and he could definitely ruin whatever no-hitter we have going on here. I mean, definitely not a no-hitter considered, but he could definitely get a hit for Hanwha here and back to the dimensions.
So, Aura back on the way for the pitchers, of course. Their biggest strong suit is, of course, knowing this is not a shallow field by any means. You hit it opposite field or left field, right field, whatever the case, it's not going to be easy to get out, and it's going to be that deep center field that keeps balls in play. Pitch on the way. 1 ball, 1 strike. I'd like to thank the fantastic crowd on FTN that has come in so far. Average Jams, Quack Plays, Dippy Pirate, T-Bucks, Icy, Just Save, Dino Cap, and all the fans popped up. And this one is going to be
at the warning track.
Deep to center. Could be a double. It looks like running for second. No chance. It's a stand-up single. And that's how deep Rebel Park is. That would have been a home run in about half of these fields. Just a feet or two. That's what makes the difference. It's a single with 2 outs.
Yeah, and obviously, I really like Cohen's walk-up song. Unfortunately, we had to mute it due to copyright, but very nice walk-up song, and a good walk-up song sometimes can mean to good hits, so we can see what he's going to do here. Strike 1, and I mean, Aura getting that near home run, just being robbed by the wall, and man, if the center fielder didn't get to that, he probably could have had a double there. Strike number 2, and, well, as you said, that would have been gone in half the parks, but I mean, Hanwha, maybe that would have been gone. I don't know what the mag is on that. And you've done a lot of batting on HCBB. You've hit a lot of home runs out of the park. And, well, how many home runs at Rebel Stadium do you hit compared to other stadiums?
Well, talking about Rebel Stadium, 2 balls and 2 strikes on the at-bat right now. We are looking at Cohen's first at-bat of the day. When it comes to Rebels Park, it's not really an outstanding field in regards to offensive capacity. The pitch on the way, full count now. But the most important part is finding your way to the opposite field. If you're a righty, going to left field, lefty going to right field, and trying not to go for that deep center field, and now we know why to avoid it. Pitch on the way, shallow contact, it's going to be a dribbler, and it's going to be an easy ground out to first. The top of the first is over. Zach to the plate to lead off for the Atlanta Rebels. And a very shallow hit there, and it looks like a bunt to bring us to the bottom of the first. We have a little bit of time here, Andrew, so with respect to that center field here, you can see, of course, the deepest of all, and I believe that Hanwha was about 20 to 30 feet shorter relative to real-life conversions anyway, and those foreign, non-American fields tend to sometimes have a little bit less distance on them. It's no Yankee Stadium, though. It's not a walk in the park. Our pitcher for the Hanwha Eagles, it's Cohen, back to the plate.
Yeah, and we've seen Cohen pitch before here on the FTN channel. I believe in that Hanwha game we did broadcast, and oh, that's going to be a
shallow
nice
contact, going to be a dribbler right back to the pitcher.
And that's going to be pretty easy out. Oh, man, I thought the runner was going to be safe there. But
they made it quite close there, Andrew.
Yeah, obviously, way too close for comfort. I would have thrown the ball at that point. I don't know what Cohen was doing on the play there, but we've seen Cohen pitch before in a reliever position, and that's going to be hit in the center, and that's going to bounce. So that's not going to be an out, unfortunately, for
it's a one-hop single there, Andrew. Nothing major with, of course, contact in mind. Both teams have gotten singles on the way. We're going to be asking the crowd one thing. Who do you think will win? And we're going to be asking right now if your team Atlanta or your team the Eagles, high and deep, back to left of center, but it's going to be another hit. Not going to go out of the park. Rounding for third. It looks like now we could have one racing home. Yes, we do. At the plate, it's going to be a run to the line. And already, the Atlanta Rebels put one on the board.
That was something. A one-run first inning already for the Atlanta Rebels. What a good hit. Obviously, running from first to home is no easy task, but the runner off of first made it happen, and now we have strike one on Pastry 017, the starting pitcher for the Rebels. And, you know, in real life, there's no, okay, we're waiting for the pitch, and that's going to be hit and to the foul. That could have been a pretty nasty hit there. But there's no pitcher batting anymore unless your name is Shohei Ohtani in baseball anymore, unless you're talking about the foreign leagues. But in America, that isn't the case anymore. And, you know, David, why do they have the pitcher's bat? Is it because, you know, you need good batting skill to even be in a league, and then pitching is just an additional plus, or?
I would have to agree with that statement there. Talking about real baseball anyway, the designated hitter rule came about in about 1973 and was meant to be a 5-year experiment for the American League exclusively. Matter of fact, if you saw footage from the 1973 World Series, they were arguing about that amid the games. However, of course, it lasted for 45 plus years in the American League and just came over the National League. But when you're talking about the virtual scope of baseball, pitching is just it's a compliment to your skills. You want to be a bat-to-ball guy. Even if you aren't the strongest of hitters and better a pitcher, you want to have that ability. 2 balls and 1 strike right now, and we've got to the plate, comeback Ben. One other thing I'd like to say, props to the Hanwha Eagles for limiting the damage and making only 1 run, but that might change. Down to center field, rounding third, and it looks like Atlanta is due to put a 2nd run on the board. That they do, an RBI single for comeback Ben, and now it's going to be crooked numbers for the Rebels. Looks like Cohen not escaping too well. We saw him in a very highly offensive environment last time when he was facing up against the Marines, and it looks like maybe that's not a fluke. He's getting a few runs rattled off of him to kick off this game.
Yeah, and you saw Brennan wind up late there, so obviously that ball, probably, he might have swung at it, he might have not, but he wound up pretty late there, and he's probably glad that first pitch was a ball, but now that second pitch was a strike as he swung at, and now that's going to be a hit. That's back, and it's gone! A 2-run shot for Atlanta! Atlanta comes up 4-0!
Control. Oh my, 2-run shot. It's going to be 4-0, and I think now the Eagles have to consider they got to get the relievers out now.
I mean, maybe you do. Cohen having a bad start. to the game, and man, that's not the start you want to have to the game. And you can see that Walter White head walking around the bases, and obviously Walter White celebrating a home run. That is something you would only see in Roblox. Now,
Mr. White just cooked up, and as such, now you see the Eagles are 4 down. You don't want to pull your pitcher out this early, but getting rattled like that on a low pitch count is not a good sign. Only 16 pitches in. And a reminder for those who are coming in for the first time as HCBB viewers, 80 pitches is the general for yellow stamina and 100 for red stamina. So you do not want to end up in a position where you wear your stuff out all too much. That could happen, of course, if you get beaten on so early. The pitch on the way. 2 balls and 1 strike now. 18 pitches in for Cohen, who's got a 7.5 ERA coming in, 2 wins and 5 losses. So both teams sending out the bottom of their rotation, neither of which having a winning record here, Andrew. And you think that mentality impacts them at all as it's 2 balls and 2 strikes. The pitch on the way could be the put-away pitch, and that it is. Strike 3 called.
And finally getting out of whatever horrendous inning that was, and let's hope that Nick can help the Hanwha Eagles definitely try to get an offensive push here. They were hot, now they're getting cold, so obviously the Rebels enjoying this, but no matter what, both of these teams are locked in. It's just a battle for who's going to have the higher seed. And David, does having the higher seed really matter in this situation, or is it just something to flex on coming into the postseason?
It definitely matters. It comes down to playoff momentum, I'd figure. It's a foul ball, and that's the first pitch that our batter here will take. That is Nicktoons to the plate. A little bit of a tidbit about Patriots, who's a part-time player in the league, has the record for single-season home runs, and when it comes to the number that he hit, well, we're going to figure that out. It was 70 in the first season. A popper, and it's an easy out.
Yeah, 70 home runs is a lot. Beats Barry Bonds' record over 160, I believe. Yeah, that is
when it comes back to the point we're making about the playoffs and the seeds, sometimes having a higher seed isn't always a good thing. And Andrew, I know you're a fan of the Los Angeles Dodgers, and they've been fighting to get those high seeds in the National League to no playoff success avails, save for the COVID-shortened 2020 season. But sometimes getting that higher seed can take you out of some trouble. Maybe you're more comfortable with a certain opponent as it's a popper and high. It's going to be to
that's going to drop
center field, and they won't be able to catch it. That is a single, if not rounding for 2, and it's going to be a stand-up double.
Oh, he's going to go for 3! Never mind. I thought he was going to go for 3 there, dude.
Yeah, we thought he was going straight up. It's going to be a stand-up double nevertheless, and now it looks like a little bit of momentum now for the Hanwha Eagles.
Yeah, and obviously that's some good hitting for the Hanwha Eagles we have there, having 2 hits, or I believe 2 hits in this game. Obviously 1 this inning and 1 last inning, and the pitch is now coming your way. Check swing up high upstairs, and where did that ball go? That was a shot in the center. Obviously Atlanta would like to do that some more over the course of this game. The pitch now coming your way. It's going to be ball number 2. Very good take. Oh, a swing. Is that a strike? I don't know. The ump isn't calling it.
Sometimes those swings come late and they're not registered as strikes regardless. And you sometimes see that in public play, not just in the league. Pitch on the way, strike 1 swinging. And when you're up ahead of the count with 2 balls, 3 balls especially, you have that liberty to swing whenever you'd like. And that's going to help these guys out quite a bit. 2 balls and 2 strikes now.
That was a late windup. That was a late windup. You could tell the batter wasn't ready there. That's going to be Cruz Sepang, or Sepang, my bad. And I don't know how to really pronounce the name, but that's going to be a strikeout after having a dominant 2 first pitches, and that's not how you want to end the good at-bat like that. But Patriots coming back in the at-bat and striking Cruz out. Obviously, that's what the Rebels want to see. 25 pitches, 0 earned runs, but 2 hits given up. I don't think that's really a bad stat line considering how Hanwha's been. And that's going to be the 3rd out of the inning, going straight for the shortstop. 3rd out, number 3. And, you know, David, we have these amazing jerseys provided by, well, you want to plug? Or should I?
Well, you do the plug. I think you've been working with the promotional people a little bit more than I have.
All right, well, Mount Visit Uniforms, obviously, providing some top-tier uniforms as this first pitch is coming to you. So we got a nice free cam first pitch. And pitcher looks to approve of the pitch to the catcher. That's going to be strike number 1. And obviously, amazing jerseys. 71st Pub's perfect game, probably not that good of an achievement, but still an achievement nonetheless. The pitch coming your way, ball number 1, and my jersey, obviously.
Are you discrediting my perfect game?
No, I'm not.
Oh goodness! Let's talk about that perfect game. Now
Okay.
They're gonna get shallow right of center. It's gonna be a hit. Falls
Thank
down
you for that hit.
and it's a single.
Yeah, thank you for that hit. No. Hey.
We don't want to talk about my perfect game. Let's talk about pitching.
Wait, let me finish my point.
Which maybe some of the fans might have thought was a little bit of a gaffe, but I think you're right. If you dominate those first 2 or 3 pitches, that is a big deal. And we're seeing right now the pitch on the way, strike one right in the zone. The difference between a confident pitcher and one that's maybe a little bit more worried to tread that water, you see how they attack the strike zone. And right now, well, it's a little bit of a shallow pop-up to the pitcher. That will be out one.
Yeah, and I mean, I wanted to finish my plug, but obviously now I'm making the jerseys for HCBB, so you might see these in game soon, considerably. I don't know. But obviously, back to your pitching. I just wanted to do a quick plug there. You probably have a few more set up. And Nevada Graphics, check them out.
Pitching once again here, folks. Pitch on the way. It's going to be ball one just outside. If you can attack early, you have that liberty to try to go for a chaser pitch later on. And right now, our pitcher here in Cohen, he just hit 26 pitches and out into this inning. And the pitch on the way, that's going to be the shallow left to center, and it will fall for a base hit. Going for 2, now trying to round third.
Oh, man,
no
that
chance.
was close.
It's a single. Now there's one man in scoring position. And this is the trouble right now you start to face when you're getting beat up in the middle of the frame. 27 pitches and not out of the frame just yet. Meanwhile, Patriots was out of it at 26. Eventually, you start to get fatigued, even before the stamina gives out. And that's the trouble I think the Patriots will face here on the mound. Bellinger back to the plate, and he could unload and make this game a lopsided affair.
Yeah, obviously, Bellinger played for the Dodgers. Me being a Dodgers fan, I remember a very specific home run in August against the Giants where he hit a grand slam. And Bellinger has 2 runners on right now, so maybe he could replicate some of that magic that, you know, Cody Bellinger did against the Giants back in 2022. And, you know, obviously, the Dodgers were down, but the Rebels are up. So maybe he could crack this game wide open 7-0 with one swing of the bat, and we're going to see right here. That's going to be...
Pitch on the way, contact into shallow left center. It's an out. And no movement for the runners. They're not able to advance on that one. It was a good hit, but the outfield was once again positioned so well here in the league compared to casual play. I know we got a lot of casual players and even some league players here watching this broadcast, and I'm sure you know as good as anyone. If your outfield is good, you got a good team. Pop up right to first.
Oh, man.
Out.
That's a better inning that Hanwha wanted to see. Despite giving up 2-3 hits there, they still got 3 outs. And before any runs were given up, so good to see that. And obviously, we have them coming up the bat now. So Hanwha's coming up the bat, a missing leg on everyone, unfortunately.
And it's going to be real Jim Bro to the plate this time, and Patriots back to the mound. You know, that contact style of pitching reminds me of a man who played briefly for Los Angeles, but more for the Atlanta Braves, Greg Maddux. Pitch on the way, ball one, high and outside. You know, Maddux is well known, of course, the name, but you might not know the play style unless you watched him. All about pitching to contact and getting those soft and shallow hits and letting the defense do a lot of the work, especially the infield. Now, both teams have a very solid infield, and we've seen that. The cracks have been showing more in the outfield than anything else. And I think right now, if you're looking at Cohen's strategy, you got to be a little bit more confident in the guys you got in the field as, once again, Patriots back to the mound. And so far, he's been on cruise control. The pitch on the way, strike 3 swinging, and he's going to get himself another strike down here via Mateo, the top of the lineup, back to the plate for his second at-bat. And look at how quickly here our man in Patriots has gotten through the lineup once, and he's about to do it once again.
And yeah, he's going to get through that second batter of the inning pretty quickly, and he's going to catch that ball. Oh, a diving catch, I think.
A diving catch.
He was trying to show off there.
He got the clip there. That's going to be shared all around social media. Great job. And now Sad's move up to the plate.
Yeah, and Sad's move now up to the plate. He's going to look to get any sort of home run maybe, but I think you play the small ball if you're Hanwha right here. You're going to get a foul ball there. That's obviously... You wish that was fair down the line, the third baseman not getting it. A sub 500 hitter, but, you know, above 400. So I'm going to expect something decent out of this at bat, and that's exactly what we got. Decent. Yeah. And that's going to go, oh, I thought that was going to go over the head of Scooby-Doo, but no, Scooby-Doo's going to field that ball in center. And ORA's going to come up now. It's up 400 batter.
Yeah, he got there. It's going to be a single. And with
Pete-
that being said, to the plate, we've got ourselves, once again, Aura Farias, who's been a batter some of these guys have been maybe afraid to pitch to, and the average shows he's got himself a heavy swing. 370 average with 25 RBI and 7 home run. You mentioned sub 500, like that's uncommon, but when you realize that's hitting one of every 2 at-bats, you notice that is not easy.
Not ready.
These pitchers, top of their game, 1 strike there, and already Patriots not afraid to challenge.
Yeah, and these pitchers are quite literally the best in, Roblox. These players are the best in Roblox. I don't care where you go. I don't care what baseball game you play on Roblox. HCBB is top of the level talent. These players are top of the level talent. And, I'm glad it could be fairly assessed because this game is pretty hard to get a ball in play, let alone a home run. And these guys hitting them like they're nothing is pretty impressive. And we're not going to see that from that pitch from Aura, but we may see it from the next one. And, David, I don't know how Hanwha's going to come back. I don't know if they will, but do you think there's
always
a chance? Yeah, I was going to say that.
Don't jinx them and lock them out here. First, we got to see what Patriots does. The pitch on the way. 1 ball, 2 strikes, and 3 swings.
That's tough. And speaking of Patriots, he's going to come back.
He's to the plate.
Yeah, he's coming off the bat now.
If we talk a little bit more baseball history, let's once again educate the fans on what I think is the #1 phrase in the sport. Yogi Berra. It ain't over till it's over. So don't count out our friends in the Hanwha Eagles, even though they're 4 runs behind. Looking at the fans, 66% believe that, yes, indeed, Atlanta will come out with the win. 60-plus votes so far. Make sure to vote if you haven't already. And if you enjoy the coverage, like and subscribe on FTN Broadcasting. We've got motorsport coverage and baseball coverage all night long. Pitch on the way, high and in for strike 1.
Yeah, and I mean, there was something I was going to say, but I honestly forgot it. You say it's not over till it's over, and I think that's a term that can also be used for racing, another sport we have here on the FTN network. Obviously, that phrase can be used for pretty much anything. Racing, basketball, baseball, and obviously, we've seen it used in baseball before. We thought, the Chibawate Marines, when they were down 4 runs a few nights ago, they came back nearly, and that's going to be a hit to center.
Shallow center field.
That's
a
an
diving
out.
Catch, if anything.
Nope.
Popped up. Nicely done.
Yeah, good to not show it off, because he might have dropped the ball. Oh, that's a... Hey, David, I don't know why I didn't try to pick up that ball. That could have been a free souvenir, but come back or bend out the bat.
With the play in center field. Last time I tried to pick up a ball in real life, I went to a AA game in Binghamton, and this kid came under my camera tripod and tried to knock me and the camera down. I couldn't get to the ball, and he tried to run away with it. He almost knocked down my entire camera setup, tried to knock me down with it, and then his dad yells at him, "Give the ball back." I've got the ball, but I almost escaped with a broken camera.
Pitch
on the way, 1 ball, 1 strike.
That kid was me, by the way. Now I'm playing.
That kid was you. You're right. I own you.
No, okay, buddy. Okay, buddy.
The pitch on the way. Ball 2.
And we have the man who makes all these stadiums, AJ Penn. Welcome, AJ Penn, here. Obviously, he makes most of the HCBB stadiums. He made this one, and that's going to be a hit.
This one's going to be deep. Right into center field. Goes away. It is a single home run. The Rebels put on their 5th.
Oh, that was... Whoops. Man. Not a good night.
209 mag. They're saying 209 mag.
209? That's the second 209 mag we've seen tonight. Absolutely crazy.
And the offensive environment pulls through. 5-0 for the Atlanta Rebels.
Wow.
And here comes Walter White to the plate.
Now, Walter White did something his last time up. Oh, hey, I had that entire home run song and walk-up muted. That was pretty convenient. The pitch now coming to you, and... Oh, you're a few innings behind. Whoops. There we go. Now we fix it up. I believe it's a 5-0 game, so that's...
It is a 5-0 game now. 1 ball,
this game
1
might be
strike
over.
To Walter White. I wouldn't say over. We saw a 7-7 game with the Eagles. I can't say it's done and done.
I mean, maybe, but to be fair, the Chibawate Marines weren't that good of a team. I mean, they were all right of a team, but I don't know. I don't really see it happening, considering that the Rebels are probably just going to win this game. I think the Eagles aren't going to be without locked in tonight because, you know, it's just a flex to have a higher seed. They don't really need to try. Just, you know, come with your A game, come to playoffs. I mean, it's obviously good to get hot right now, but I mean, I think they can wait till the wild card. It might not work out, and that's going to be hit.
It's a good thing in this environment. Pop up, and it's going to fall in.
Oh, that's a diving
catch. Nice work. But I just don't think that it's all about giving up right now, especially if you're in the position of the Eagles, who played a come-from-behind game last time we saw them in FTN. They're calling for a replay on that one, but it was a dive and catch, and it just barely worked out. The pitch on the way, strike one swinging, and now it looks like Cohen up to his 48th pitch. He's getting worked over and only has about 2 or 3 innings in him more from the point he started at.
Yeah, and that's obviously not what you want to be at right now. And, man, a lot of action tonight. And, dude, this is obviously not the game of the week. I remember the last time we tried. Oh, that's going to be a nice
one left center. That's going to fall in. And now 2 men on.
Yeah.
Not a chance to get past second.
No, that's just 1 man on. 50 pitches in the 4 innings. That's obviously not a good stat line. And I wanted
game of the week. I think game of the week is honestly...
I want to say something about that. So... Yeah. We already mentioned what game of the week was, but last time we tried to stream a game of the week, that game ended like how this one seems to end. And I don't know. The other game of the week, well, 9 p.m. Eastern, Chiba Latte Marines and the Eagles, and that one was a close game. So the next game, which is going to be on the T-Bucks Twitch channel, might be a close game. So I don't know. I think 8 p.m. games are going to be, you know, just... decided on the first inning games, and that's going to be a diving catch.
Nice work there again. The diving catches, and they're saying that drop. I don't know about that catch in particular. The diving catches, you get real lenient with them, and 2 to end the inning. Now we have arrived to the top of 5.
Yeah, and man, I feel like 8 p.m. games are, you know, just winning the first inning, and then the 9 p.m. games are going to be.
And Andrew, to clarify,
intense
top
games.
of the 4th inning right now. Top of 5th coming right up next.
Pitch
on the way.
It is? Okay, my bad. Whoops. I apologize. I thought... Okay, I knew I didn't lose count. I thought I did for some reason. And that's going to be... Yeah, that's a foul ball. No, you're right. It is the top of the 4th. I don't know why I thought it was the top of the 5th. Sorry.
Hey, we'd like to thank MX Artez, or... Martez? Are we saying it right? For a $10 donation. Fantastic to have the support. We thank you dearly for stopping by, and we hope you enjoy. Thank you once again. We love to see the support, and it's great to have the fans here from the HCBB community helping us out. Strike 3 swinging.
That's the first donation in FTN history.
Second, but it is the largest ever yet. So if you want to set the record, we're all ears.
Yeah, I'm fine for it. I'm fine for it. Hey. Hey, does that mean we get paid this game? No, I'm playing.
Well, it looks like the money's raking in, but hey, we appreciate your support and viewing nonetheless.
Oh, that's going to be
contacting the center field. Deep center field again. That will fall for a double, most likely.
No, yeah, I thought that was going to be... Why is he celebrating that? That was not a rob. Obviously being the default animation, but hey, I kind of wish that was a ground roll double. I think we've seen only one here on FTN.
Sliding into second base. It's another double, and as such, well... we see it again. Deep center field is catching these players out. We've already seen a few players conquer it and go for home runs, but it's not done yet.
Oh, mid!
Turbo.
That was a mid. You know, I think he's
bored.
bored.
We play each other when we're playing. You don't often see that in league comp, but you don't expect it in league comp. Pitch on the way, ball 1.
And obviously, I'm in the Asia League because, you know, that's where I have to be to do my jersey stuff. And obviously... if you're in there, we did see some controversy in a 19-inning game. I believe the longest in Asia League history. So very impressive that they went 19 innings. I think this overlay only fits 19 innings. So if that went 20...
the thing about 19 innings is we hardly even see that in, like, American baseball any longer. Yeah. Because HCBB, the extra inning rules are the right way to play. There's no ghost.
Exactly.
It's as real as it gets. Contact in the left field. It will be caught.
Oh, man, that's a good catch. That was a good catch, and he tried to tag up, I think, but...
Hey, who's going to come back up to bat? Cade hits bombs with a $5 donation. Thank you once again. Fantastic to have you guys coming in, and if you've enjoyed, stick around. We're just getting started.
Yo, what's happening? And that's going to be a hit. I mean, it's a shallow one. That's going to be caught. And obviously,
catch ends the inning. We're now down to the
bottom. Oh my God, that ball! That hit a skyscraper all the way in, I don't know, think that would be left center, right center. No, that's left center.
Scooby-Doo is coming up to the plate with a 290 batting average. Does he have the wheels of the mystery machine? Let's find out.
You know, obviously these donations are going to help to our production team because I do have something I'm cooking up, and David, you would know of this, and you know it does cost money.
Overlays.
Yeah, that too.
Contact
that's going to be.
It's going to be deep center field.
He's going to catch that. That's a rob. What a catch by the center field. You know, speaking of random things that David has done, pre-broadcast he was freestyling, and I wish I could release it. No, that was fire.
We
that
don't
was
need
fire.
to talk about.
No, that was completely fire.
That was time. We don't need to talk about that right now.
No, I think we need to do that as a stream intro, man. I think we honestly need a David freestyle as a stream intro. Anyways, the pitch coming to you, strike one.
Check swing for strike one.
Yeah, I don't know if that was.
Let's not make this all fun and games here. They're still playing a serious game, and you can see it. These players are hitting more than 350 feet every time they hit the center. Strike two called there once again. And Andrew, when you see this consistently coming around, T-Bucks, baby, $20.
Oh
Thank you.
God.
My, oh my. Great to have you aboard. And a strike three called.
Yeah, T-Bucks, thank you, dude. This is insane. And
Ellinger, what's up? 355 batting average. Let's get back to it here. We said we weren't going to make it on jokes, and we won't. So let's get back to the action here, Andrew.
So I do want to say something.
You're a hitter. You're a better hitter than I am.
What?
How does it feel when you see this environment coming through and just trying to go for hits? Shallow. It's going to be a single.
Well, I mean, I kind of suck at hitting, so I kind of wish I was like these guys. And Jersey's beautiful, but
you know, when you're playing against public players, you're much better. So
yeah,
what is it like when you know you got the pitcher rattled and what you can do with it from there?
I mean, I don't ever get a pitcher rattled unless it's in a different baseball game, which is obviously more garbage. And that's going to be a foul. But honestly, I'm going to speak from experience from that game since, you know, that game is pretty easy. When you get a pitcher rattled,
fans in the stands acting like Zach Hampel, and they almost got it. Right?
Yeah, no. But when you rattle up a pitcher,
Andrew, you got it.
Ball one. But when you rattle up a pitcher, it's pretty fun because, you know, in that game, everyone sucks. The pitching sucks. The hitting sucks. It all sucks. But I just play that for stupidity, and obviously, I love this game. Broadcasting this game has brought a lot of opportunities that me and David would have
once
never
again,
imagined.
Martez, a $5 donation.
As I said,
a membership, Dino Cap. Thank you once more. CR Knight said, should I drop 150?
Go for it. Go for it.
If you have 150 cents, we'd like that. But don't break the bank account, all right? Don't break the bank account. 2 balls, 3 strikes, it's a full count.
Ball 3, obviously.
Hey, Andrew, let's keep at it here. I mean...
And that's going to be a foul ball. No one trying to be Zach Hampel there. And I mean, you know, when you rattle up a pitcher, it's pretty fun because, you know, you got in their head. Obviously, hitting half the time, half of the game of hitting is getting into the pitcher's head. And that obviously probably wasn't getting into this pitcher's head. That's 3 outs.
Welcome to the 5th inning.
Now, I have now we're finally in the 5th inning. So my overlay will finally be more accurate.
Hey, Zuka, $5. Keep the donut chain alive.
Hey, this is fire.
Thank you. Love to see it.
Fire.
Thank you once again. Big shouts out to everyone who's already gotten their way in. Hey, CR Night Owl, if you want to donate, we'll shout you out as well. Welcome to the 5th inning, folks, on FTN. The pitch on the way. Check swing for ball 1. Andrew, sorry for interrupting you again, brother. What's up?
No, but I did have a question. What is your favorite HCBB stadium? Now, you know we have... I'm going to count the pre-copyright, too, so... In general, what is your favorite HCBB stadium? Now, mine, obviously, I'm a Baystars fan, but that's my Pacific League team, or Central League.
Right.
My Pacific League team is the Nippon Ham Fighters, and I mean, I'm a huge Nippon Ham Fighters fan. Not huge, but I'm trying to get into it, and their stadium is absolutely beautiful. Now, this also reflects my favorite stadium in America, or one of my favorites.
Hey, Legend Exotic, Canadian dollars, $5 Canadian.
Strike 3 called. Strike 3 called. That's going to be 1 out. And... you know, a lot of these guys, you know, Atlanta, a nice stadium in HCBB, one of my favorites, pre-copyright now. David, I want to know, what is your favorite stadium in HCBB in general?
I have to say, and I'm very biased.
Oh, he's gonna. I know what he's gonna say.
Stadium. I have to say it. I really like what City Field looked like before they put the big scoreboard in, and that's personally where I stand.
Oh, that's gonna be a hit.
Strike 1, and it's not a strike no longer. Into center field, not caught. That's a single.
Yeah, 52 pitches. Patriots stamina is definitely going down here. 373 batting average, 2 home runs, and
So
we
single
saw
for Jim. He's gotten on base twice, and he gets there once again. We have Via Mateo back to the plate, so we're on the 3rd run of the order.
obviously this is a very fun game to watch, even though the Rebels are up 5-0, and that's going to be ball 1 called. And oh, what a diving catch to try to pick off the runner. Good play by the catcher. And I mean, yeah, I also have some good memories with, I believe it's called SCON State Field, and that's going to be a base hit through the gap. No, that's going to be, oh, hockey! What a hockey foul!
But they don't boost. Well, you know what? That's
What a
crazy, but
hockey!
that could have been a run scoring, and just like that, a single moves a man in a scoring
What a
position.
hockey!
Mateo with the clutch single, and it looks like it's still alive for the Eagles. Their rally cap might be on.
Yeah, and man, that was obviously what the Hanwha Eagles wanted to see. And, you know, we have these guys trying to make a comeback. One swing of the bat gets them 2 runs down instead of 5. So we'll see. Strike 1. And, man, I have some good memories with SCON hitting 2 runs, home runs off of you. They're like 190 mag, 195. So obviously some good memories there. But let's focus on Atlanta, which is going to be a foul ball. And, you know, I'm pretty excited to see what the playoffs are going to bring for us, because if this is what the playoffs look like, intense action, then I hope we get a few playoff spots, because, you know, we have 5 runs up, but, you know, we can see a
YNG
3-run
Sauce
home run.
Packet and Dino Cat with $2 donations apiece. Thank you once again. Greatly appreciate the support y'all have brought to us tonight on FTN. This is the most ever donations we've had, and we really appreciate it,
crazy.
folks. Thanks you one more time. 2 balls, no, 1 ball, 2 strikes.
1 ball, 2 strikes, yeah.
And I want to talk a little bit more about the game strategy again. You got a man on scoring position. You have a man on first. You can run from first to home on a solid double if it's hit far. But right now, you got to wonder, how would you approach getting back to making it a 5-5 game? If it's a home run here, that will cut the lead in more than half and make it a 2-run deficit.
Ooh.
But of course, a home run doesn't come easy. Full count this time. And the pitch on the way will be the 59th for Patriots.
That's going to be
leading in the
60th,
number
actually.
60. 60s,
Yeah.
you're right. The pitch on the way for Patriots here. He's been dominant for the most part, but now showing some signs.
He strikes him out.
Strike 3 swinging. That's a clutch at bat, and he just got through it. But here comes Aura. Let's see what he's got in store. Maybe we find ourselves in a little more trouble. The rocky road progresses.
Yeah, and I mean, we keep mentioning the same game, but obviously we've only broadcasted
Hey,
one game with
CR
the
Night,
Eagles.
$5 in the chat room. Thank you once again.
one.
Greatly appreciate the support. That's more than 150 cents, so we will take it gladly. Thank you one more time, CR Night Owl and T-Bucks for the $20 donation.
And I mean, hey, listen, we've broadcasted one Eagles game, so that's the only game we can really talk about with the Eagles. But we've seen Aura clutch up in clutch moments, even though it was the first inning. And, you know, these guys, they can have a good comeback. 2 balls, 1 strike. And, you know, you're a pitcher. You're more of a pitcher in HCBB, 63 pitches. And let's go check the pitch at him. He's using Darvish. So how do you think his pitch stamina looks right now?
Pitch stamina. Well, right now
check
he
swing.
should be fine to go for about 10 or 15 more pitches, I'd figure. But then from there, you get real shaky. 2 balls, 2 strikes. So this could be the put-away pitch. And on the way with a man on second. This is a crucial pitch. Patriots will wind up, delivers.
Oh!
Strike 3 called on the inside corner. Oh, Patriots got the call, and he will sit them down. Bottom of the 5th inning, and that was crucial. The rally cap has been slapped off the face of the Hanwha Eagles, and Atlanta gets exactly what they need.
Man, that is tough for what Hanwha wanted. They wanted to get a hit there, and that's going to be a hit. It's going to be just foul. Oh, no, that's going to be fair. That's going to be fair.
Right down the line.
And that's going to be a double. Maybe. Is he going to make it? Yes, he is. Man.
Barely safe. That was a game
that.
of
That
a
was-
stun or two.
Yeah,
Wow.
that was a... I thought it was just me who lagged, but that was an entire server lag. I thought that was out. What would
That
you have
was
called
as
that if
close
you were
as
the
it
second
could
baseman?
get.
If you were the second
Too close
baseman,
to call.
if you were the second baseman umpire, what would you have called that? An out or a safe?
Wow, I honestly thought that was a foul ball going right down the chalk, but if it stays on the left side of the chalk, it is still fair. Now, in this game, of course, you can't make any alterations. One ball, one strike right now. The batter at the plate is Comeback Ben. He's already hit himself a few so far. This is his third time around. Talking a little bit more about the foul ball and the foul line. Well, you might remember in 1982, Lenny Randle of the Seattle Mariners blew a ball past the foul line to ensure it was not a fair ball. They ended up calling that an illegal play, and it's never been done again. But you can't do that here on Roblox, so the game determines it, and they call that was a fair ball. Pitch on the way, 2 balls and 2 strikes.
And you mentioned the Seattle Mariners, but I want to go back to a previous HCBB moment. Now, if you've been in HCBB for some time or you've studied HCBB history, then you've known that the Seattle Mariners have played a playoff game, which is up on YouTube, by the way, here in the Rebels Stadium. Now, I'm gonna go look it up on my phone right now. I believe that the Seattle Mariners did win that World Series. I think it was season 11.
Count.
If anyone
Pitch
can
on the way.
tell me, that's gonna be a strikeout.
Strike 3 swinging.
Obviously, check swing there, but he was gonna be out no matter what.
Yeah,
and
real good pitch. Walter White to the plate. He's got a 400 average he's sitting at right now, and a man on scoring position.
Yeah, and obviously, strike one. Walter White did do a good play earlier in the game, obviously getting the runner home.
So the diving catches we saw in the 3rd and the 4th inning, he was one of the many who got him share.
I have the stat, yes. So it was season 11, Seattle at Atlanta, and they did win the World Series. Seattle won that game 6-0. So we could see a World Series champion crowned here, maybe, depending how far Atlanta does get in. And, I mean, who do you think? I mean, very early World Series predictions, but strike 2. Who do you think has it?
Okay, the Brooklyn Bears are 2-time defending champions, but let's be interesting and instead go for a different route. How about we see something come out of a team that's not the top seed in either division? Strike 3, swing it again, and Cohen, for all the credit that we have to give him, he has locked in after that very shaky start, and now sitting at 77 pitches. I can't imagine he'll go more than an inning and 2/3.
Oh, that's going to be hit.
And it is.
That is gone. Home run, Atlanta.
It's a 2-run ball.
That's a home run for Atlanta. And, wow, we can hear the Barry Bonds call. There's the Barry Bonds call. Man, that's a home run for Atlanta. I believe a 2-run shot to make the game 7-0.
They just hooked that baby down the right field line, and they let it rip. Another fantastic home run, and it looks like just like that, it's a 7-run advantage. Hanwha's got to put the offense together, the explosive offense that they have been discussing for so long in their game plans. It has been dead silent today. I'm taking for my World Series predictions, though, Denver and Houston. From each division, I think it's going to be Denver and Houston, and I have a feeling that the Whitecaps will come out on top. If we don't go with the Brooklyn Bears, I will completely keep them out of the picture. And they're talking about partying it up right now in the chat room. Strike 1, 1 ball, 1 strike. And now, Cohen's at 80 pitches, a dangerous predicament to be in. They're going to most likely not see him go to the end of the 6th.
Yeah, obviously. What a horrible game for Cohen. And we have 86 viewers here. Thank you all for stopping by. And in about 10 minutes, we will have the game of the week. But we'd like it if you stayed here. Maybe, watch that game on another tab. But we would also appreciate it if you stayed here. Because this game, even though it's a 7-0, you never know what can happen. Because
everything can change.
Exactly.
Everything can change. Keep that in mind. Top of the 6th inning. Welcome back to the Rebels, the pitcher, and it looks like they're going to stay with Patriots here. He is currently more than 70 pitches deep, and we step on the mound, we'll get the official number.
Okay,
Cohen's
so
gotten up to 82.
Someone wants an update on the playoff standing. So, David, if you could get that up.
Let's talk about the playoff standings right now. Keep in mind, this game is for the 3rd seed in the 2nd division. If Atlanta wins, they lock in that 3rd seed. If Hanwha wins, they take the 3rd seed instead. This is just a game to lock up the seeds. Now, the wild card scenario is rolling at the bottom of your screen right now, but Miami will clinch a playoff berth if they win against the Dallas Panthers tonight. If Dallas wins, they will eliminate Miami. So it comes down to Dallas and Miami to find out the full playoff picture. And of course, for the rankings tonight, it comes down to the Eagles and the Rebels. Right now, Atlanta sitting pretty for what could be a third seed berth. And right now, Patriots is at pitch number 68, just under 15 less than his companion on the other side of the plate. Strike two swinging.
Yeah, this is a pitcher versus pitcher battle, and man, 2-2 count, 2 outs. I think the funny number pitch is going to turn into number 70. I don't know what you do here if you're Hanwha. I think you just take it back. Oh, that's going to be a base hit, and they are not taking it back.
That is easily going to be a double, and they don't want to stop that rally from going as it started last inning.
He's going to make a stand-up double. Stand-up double. Nicktoons up the bat, runner in scoring position. If they get a run at least, that'd be nice for them, because going shutout in a game like this is going to be really embarrassing.
It's demoralizing. You really don't want that to happen.
Yeah.
And we saw it with
one
the
run
Seattle
can make a
Sonics,
difference.
who got torn up, admittedly, and Toronto was able to come through with that final wild card slot, beating out the Arizona Firebirds as well. And with that being said, Seattle got destroyed. They didn't end up being shut out. It was a 7-1 game for them. Of course, the Eagles would like to get those runs on the board earlier, because Seattle only got their one and only run in the 9th inning. 1 ball and 1 strike. And the Patriots looking to deal once again. Nicktoons at the plate. Let's see what Nick's got for us. The swing. Oh, that one was just in the middle of the zone, and it will be foul.
Someone's in the bullpen, by the way. I think we should mention that. Someone is in the bullpen. So, yeah.
I think that was one of the more hittable pitches all night. And
oh, that's going to be set!
Popped up high. It is not gone.
Oh, he's going to make a diving catch. Never mind. I thought he was going to dive. The runner's going to tag up for third, slide in, and man, you have a runner on third. You've got to do something now.
It's a sacrifice, but you have to imagine the goal was a home run on a pitch like that down the middle, and caught well, but just not enough for the homer.
Man.
Nicktoons did the job, of course, of sacrificing and moving the runner to third, but that is still an out, and losing an out like that could be the make-or-break deciding factor of whether or not they get any runs on the table. Pitch on the way, contact, it is going to be laced and caught.
Oh, the runner's going to go for home. Never mind. But I do want to mention something.
Advance.
So someone asked why they were late winding up, and I believe, I don't know much about hitting, but I think an earlier windup is so you can have more power, so you can try to hit home runs. A later windup is so you can just get more contact on the ball. I wouldn't know. Maybe David, you would know, or someone in chat would know, but I'm not a good hitter by any means, so obviously this is not my forte. Obviously, being up here in the booth, watching these guys play and we have Cruz up the bat. 1-0 now coming to the 1-1.
Now, I was barely inside the zone, but you know what? Working with the outside of the zone and being confident with that is a tool as important as anything else. And right now, Patriots has come to master that, I will say. He finds himself now in a dead even count, looking for what could be the 1-2 pitch, ringing him up once again. Contact, and it is going to be into left field. And so the Hanwha Eagles will put a run down on an RBI single.
That's going to be 8 runs for Cruz on the year. I was looking at that stat. Now, bro, he has 0 runs, 0 home runs, and 0 RBI. So can he score 1 of each maybe this at bat? Well, it'd be 2 and 1, but I don't know. We'll see here. He has a 250 average, so sub 300 hitter. We'll see what he can do, and that's going to be a foul ball first pitch. Third baseman not able to get it.
Talking about the windups, we have a little bit more information from chat, not echo. An earlier windup for the faster pitches, a later windup for the slower pitches, and the pitchers have full control, of course, of where they would like to put the pitch.
Yeah, who's guessing?
Speed and control. But right now, at that 80th pitch, Patriots has hit the yellow zone. So let's see how much more of that dominant control he's had all night long remains. He just gave up his first run, and he just got the strikeout, and so we move to the bottom of the 6th.
Now we're in the bottom of the 6th here. We have a 1-7 game between the Hanwha Eagles and the Atlanta Rebels. So, wow. This has been a pretty intense game so far. I'm just sitting back in my chair taking it all in because we've had a lot of memorable moments here on FTN Ball 1, Scooby-Doo up to bat.
It's going to be high and outside there for the first ball.
So someone's asking how the
looks like
Whitecaps are doing.
A little bit more time. Talking about the Whitecaps, well, as it stands, they are the 3rd seed in Division 1, coming in 2 games back of division winner in Wichita. So they're here. They've made their way in, of course, and they did so firmly. They would be in the same position as these 2 teams if they were in Division 2. However, it's all coming down to Division 2 trying to decide who makes it in the playoffs as a whole. Miami and Dallas will decide it amongst themselves very soon. Pitch on the way, contact, and it's going to be just barely foul.
And as that ball goes foul, we have a 2-2 count. And, I mean, we're going to be waiting for the next pitch. What do you think the Rebels can do here with this next pitch? A strikeout.
Yep, 87 pitch right now for Patriots, and he is still in
That's
control.
Cohen on the mound. Going on the mound.
Right about that, Cohen back on the way. 87 pitch now. I believe they've both gotten up to the 80 plus, as Patriots did up to about 82. Cohen to 87 now. So
obviously not a good inning.
That was Zach.
Yeah, that wasn't a good inning for Patriots by any means, but still, that 6 insurance runs that his team did provide him with, or 7, now cut down to 6, obviously does help. So we're going to see what the Rebels can do here, maybe provide more insurance. That's going to be ball 1.
1 ball, 1 strike here as Cohen is going to approach the triple digits if he doesn't get out of this one unscathed. And it's a necessity now not to give up any more runs. Who knows? Maybe Eagles have themselves the offensive catalyst they need. Remember, we saw multi-run home runs when the Eagles played the Marines in multiple innings. There's still a chance as there's the first strikeout of the inning there. 2 outs now. And as such, Bellinger to the plate, 10 home runs and 19 RBI on the season so far. He will be looking for his 11th home run and 20th RBI respectively.
Yeah, and we have a 7-1 game in the 6th, and man, I want to see if Bellinger can make it 8-1. We have ball number 1. We've said 1 a lot in the past sentence. And the scoreboard's saying that he has a 360 average, 19 RBIs, 10 home runs. Can he make it 11 on the season? No, he will not. That was a pretty easy pitch to hit, I think. I don't know. Maybe he wasn't ready to hit it, but I don't know. We're going to see what this next pitch will bring. And David, how do you think the Rebels are going to attack? Because I'd assume they're still going to try to get some sort of, I'd assume they'd try to get some sort of, well, insurance run still, even though they're up 6. So what do you think their game plan is?
Well, I think right now you just got to make sure you finesse this pitcher and try to get the most pitches out of him. 2 balls and 2 strikes on this at-bat. Bellinger sitting back. Pitch on the way. Strike 3 swinging. And so we move on to the 7th inning stretch.
Oh, man, I just realized I didn't know if I was actually allowed to put it in because it seems sort of unprofessional, but I probably should have.
We don't have the HoloLive video.
No, I should.
We'll let the music play here. You're watching from Rebel Stadium. FTN Broadcasting brings you the Atlanta Rebels versus the Hanwha Eagles. We'll be right back after this. Welcome back. It's time to return to Rebel Park here in the HCBBL 31st round. It's a special day, and so far it's been a special night for the Atlanta Rebels. They lead 7-1 as once again their ace, Patriots, will come to the mound. He's now 81 pitches deep and hoping to go for a good 7th inning, and so far only giving up 1 run on the day, hoping to eclipse a sub-4 ERA. Pitch on the way, strike 1.
And as you say, strike 1, they're still letting Patriots pitch. He's 82 pitches into the game, and he's going to be 83 with that one. And, man, 83 pitches is a lot of pitches. I mean, he's up 6, but if you put the wrong pitcher in, that pitcher can give up 6. So it's a good idea to keep Patriots in because there's no substantial damage to his arm. He's just maybe try. Oh, that's going to be a nice inside hit. And,
pop up to second.
Oh, that's an out already. He didn't even need to throw the one. He just wanted to showcase the arm. And what was that dive?
Here comes Villa Mateo for the 4th time around. We've gotten back to the top of the lineup. 385 batting average on the day. And this is when it becomes tricky for any pitcher at any level. You face these guys 3+ times now. They know your strategy. How do they react? Contact!
Oh! And that's going to be a single. Oh, no, he might get. No, I thought he was going to get gunned down. I've seen gunned down hits.
Very close run-out single there, Andrew. And as such, Sad Smooth is going to bring on the 4th run around the rotation. It's going to get tricky here. I think Patriots getting that rude awakening, that single might be sign enough that he might have just a little more time before he gets perhaps blitzed. But we'll see what he can do here, approaching the triple digits shortly. Wind up the pitch. Strike 1, it falls in.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen runners get gunned down like that before, but what was your question again? And I apologize, because I was, I have one ear listening to the walk-up music, so I can mute it, and,
I think right now, the biggest question I have to ask is what is going to happen here for a low stamina pitcher who knows control might be dissipating?
Well, that's more of a you question because, I mean, I do pitch, but I think that's more of a question for you. So, David, I'd like to push that question back to you. And how do you...
Let's bounce it back to me. Okay.
Yeah, I do remember the other question about batting, but I'll let you answer your question first.
Let's talk about the pitching a little bit more. If the pitch comes in and hangs in the zone, it is going to be deep of center field
that's
and
not a catch.
Caught.
Man, I was hoping that would have been a cool diving catch.
Once again, with 1 out, 2 men are on. I think right now, if you're Patriots, you got to be looking and maybe trying to find someone to warm up. But there's a few strategies to deal with that low stamina, which include walking off of the mound and getting yourself settled back in again. What's the call here? It looks
They're not
like
going to change.
Keep Patriots in.
Yep.
One other strategy, on a serious note, is that you can try to throw with less of that tenacity and curve and instead let it drop in where the default range is, so to speak, and try to prioritize getting that high accuracy. But right now, he's throwing floaters and maybe not afraid to attack the zone, but instead, the problem right now is he can't attack the zone by his own choice. These pitches might fall out the zone when they mean to be in. They might fall in the zone when he means them to be out. And with 1 ball already, it's 1 swing strike. But starting to lose that control and momentum is very detrimental, especially with 2 men on board, and a home run would bring this game back to being a real close one. Strike 2, swinging again.
Now, there's someone in chat saying all fans go to right field, and I'm going to go check out right field after this.
We have 3 fans there right now. Check after the at-bat.
Obviously, not much of a meeting. Yeah, not much of a meeting, 2-2 count. But you wanted to say or ask how the batting was, and I did watch a few hitting tutorials to get better at the game a while back, and every pitcher has some sort of, that's going to be a base hit. It seems like, yes, it will. So base is loaded.
It's going to fall in. This could be the 2nd run, and yes, it is.
The
Eagles going to come around to score.
No, it's bases loaded.
Oh,
good job, David.
Bases.
Good job. So now,
there
so Carly coming up, grand
home.
Slam situation.
And they backed off. Well, that's even worse right now.
I would have called this grand slam.
Deal with their pitching, and it looks like they haven't. Patriots will be left in for a 93rd pitch with the bases loaded.
You think I could
what happened last time Hanwha had the bases loaded, right?
Yeah, you think I could call this grand slam here?
Oh, well, I wouldn't say it's a grand slam just
I mean, maybe, but if there's a chance. Oh, I got so ready. So you wanted to ask how the batting was, and seeing the pitcher 3 times, and these guys have figured out the pitcher's pattern. Obviously, each pitcher has a pattern, so I know you like to throw balls, and then if that doesn't work, then you throw strikes. And that's obviously the pattern I've noticed from you now that I've figured out. But I mean, I've faced you a lot, so no surprise that I figured it out. And that's going to be caught. That might be a double play. That's 1, and that is 2.
They just turned 2.
Way.
Double play, but either way, they don't score a run, and the Eagles have their hopes dashed yet again.
That is insane. They sold that so hard.
That's the play of the game right there.
Yeah, and now we're going to go check out whatever was going on in right field. We can see 2 fans dancing. So, say I did the 2 fans over here. We're going to go see what their view looks like. And batter now coming up the bat. We'll go back to our normal view after. Nice Mount Visit Uniforms jersey. Go check them out. And that's going to be a hit. That's going to be foul. So, near our camera where it was. And, man, that was a great shot to do that from because it looked like it just did a very smooth transition there.
It hooked right down that right field line, as you mentioned.
Yeah, and we were at right field.
Our way. This will be pitch number 98 for a man Cullen.
I love that number. My bad. As you can
0-1.
tell, I have a 1-1, and as you can tell, I have a small obsession with the number 98. David would know. I run that number a lot, even in NASCAR, and I have a folder of number 98s I've made over my time of running the number, and
one of them is on your jersey tonight.
Yep,
and
there's number 98.
Right now, pitch on the way.
And that's going to be a hit.
This one is high and
that's
deep.
Back and is barely gone.
Home run, and Cohen is all but done for. 8-1, and the Rebels get their third bomb of the day.
171 mag. Someone says, and wow. Can we actually get mag stats here? Nope. I don't think so. Nope.
Wow.
Man.
Atlanta has been in control, and they just solidified it. Cohen coming up to close to 100 pitches. He's going to face Patriots, perhaps his final batter of the day, before they have no choice but to pull him out.
Yeah, and I mean, the final batter of the day, pitcher versus pitcher, and we're going to go back the camera here, and we're going to see the first pitch. Oh, man, I don't know why I took it
down the middle.
Man,
that was hanging.
That could have been 2 home runs in a row. I feel like he's just given up here, but I wonder what the mercy rule here is in HCBB. Like, is it... Oh, that is
was
gone. If that was
At this
fair.
Point, we might have ourselves, if not a comeback, we might just see the Rebels go drilling. Because keep in mind, Cohen has not gotten an out in this inning, and now it's going to be a 8-1 deficit. Of course, 7
Now, I've got to ask the chat. This means that's going to be back. No, it's not going to be gone. But barely misses a diving catch in center.
Catch, and he's going to go for
that
2.
Might go for 3.
Double.
No, that's... Oh, he's going to go for 3! He might get a triple. He's going to be caught in the rundown. Is he going to make it? And yes, he will make it out the pickle.
It's
so
still a double.
Yeah, I wanted to say or ask, how much runs do you need to be a mercy rule? And let's say you're the away team and you be 10 runs up. Would the home team have to bat to see if they get like
pitcher,
9
it's
runs?
It's going to be Orifelius at
Yep,
the plate. Foul ball.
I mean, I have to change the pitcher anyways. That was not Patriots having 101 pitches. I apologize about that. And
101 pitches and 8 earned runs. Let's see what Aura can do here.
And we're going to go to free cam real quick. Oops. My bad. There's our pitcher, the pitch stats being seen on your screen. 49 strikeouts, obviously.
And now going for his third pitch.
And now he's going to be... That's going to be hit. It's going to be back at the wall. It is going to go off the wall. A horrible diving catch. And it's
now
not even a catch.
And third, it could be another run. And that it is. Looking to make it a 9-1 game at the plate. Atlanta leads.
Oh, that's out!
They get the out. It's an RBI sacrifice.
What was that?
He turned
9-1
two.
Atlanta.
I don't know what the game plan was there, but he turned 2 after getting...
Maybe he felt pity, and that's going to be...
Popped up.
Yeah. That maybe he felt pity and got them the first out. Man. 15 runs is mercy with 9 or more. Okay. It's only 10 if they're
I don't
less
know
than
what the
9
game
players.
plan
Okay.
was there, but either way, it's a run batted in, so it's a good outcome there for Atlanta regardless. Strike 1. That's going to be his 5th pitch. So far, Aura has given up 1 earned run, gotten 2 outs, and of course now looking for his 3rd.
And I mean, hey, shout out to if you're watching both the T-Bucks broadcast and the FTN broadcast. We're glad if you're still watching us. 48 viewers here, and man, I mean, definitely not the most amazing game, but still quite a fun game to stick around on. And, ooh, what pitch stance is that, David, do you think? We're going to see here in a second. That is Rivera, so that's going to be out number 3.
And welcome to the top of the 8th inning. Keep in mind that if you don't think this game is all too exciting, this determines the matchup against, of course, the winner of the Miami-Dallas game. So the Atlanta Rebels, if they win, will face off against the winner of that event, whoever it may be.
And obviously, I'm pretty excited to see what playoff games we get. I hope we get a really good one because, you know, I think this broadcast team on a really good playoff game could definitely cook something up. And the $60 it was worth the donations we had earlier is definitely going to go to a good cause. We have Strike One, and we have a few things we're cooking up here in the FTN studio. David, do you want to let them know maybe, or do we keep that a
Let's
secret?
talk about that right now. That's a good point. First off, I'd like to address, of course, what's going on here with the HCBL competition that we have. And right now, with our pitcher on the way, it is no longer Patriot. It is Dreadlord 4040. He's come in for his first relief appearance, of course, on the day. It looks like not going to be a complete game for Patriot, who went more than 90 pitches. HCBBL, we intend, if possible, to cover playoff games and continue delivering exciting action to you all, and we plan to bring the most up-to-date overlays that we have ever presented in baseball coverage here on the channel. We're going to become leading providers here of Roblox baseball broadcasting, and we're going to do it with you all by our side. For the iRacing fans, we have a lot to talk about as well. You're going to see the return to the IORA Cup Series, the Highline Racing League, the Integrity Racing League, and of course with more to come, such as Saturday Night Thunder. So if you are excited at all for FTN coverage, the hype is warranted and the pitch is on the way.
Ooh,
Strike 3 called? It was
No,
not.
that was ball 2.
2 balls, 2 strikes.
I don't know what the ump's
I would've
on.
swung at that one.
Yeah, I don't know what the ump's on, definitely. And I mean, I have one thing I'm cooking up, David, if I'm allowed to, talk about that. Or am I not? Is that disclosed?
You can talk about it.
Okay,
Yes,
so
indeed.
now you see the bottom ticker. We're gonna be revamping it. Oh, that's gonna be hit. It's back. It's gonna go on the foul pole. No, no.
Oh, I thought it was gonna hit the foul pole.
We got high foul home run.
Just 3 feet away.
Oh my God.
Oh, that would have been
Who's
the not
man?
only a home run, but a foul pole hit.
Oh my
So
God.
close.
And then
instead it's
that's
gonna be
how the
dribbled down the
at-bats
line.
end. Oh, man.
Oh, you would have thought it was a foul pole home run, which is such a rare thing in this game, and happening in a regular season event to determine the 3rd seed? How rare is that? My, oh my.
Man. Now Turbo comes up to bat. Now, you see the bottom ticker? We're going to be completely revamping it. Oh, that's going to be a base hit. It's not going to
Right
be a
over the
revamped
pitcher's head,
score
and it will fall in. It's a rundown, but an out.
Yeah, it's not going to be a revamp score now. Cruz coming up to bat, but I wanted to mention, hopefully I don't get interrupted again, but I wanted to mention that we're going to be revamping the entire bottom ticker to show off all the coverage you like. So whether it be iRacing, HCBB, it'll be shown on there, and we hope you like it as much as I do, because I've put a lot of work into it. I've been doing some research over the past year or so, maybe, and that's going to be a pop-up. As I said, I didn't want to get interrupted, and yet I did. VS8 up the bat. So, I mean, yeah. I started on the project last year. Yeah, I started on the project last year, and I never got around to it up until, again, when I realized, hey, I might actually try it again, because I have a lot of time on my hands. Oh, that's not the 9th. I wanted...
Strike 1. So now that
Strike
we've
1.
gotten to the bottom of the 8th inning, keep this in mind. Atlanta, of course, they're coming up to bat for what should be their final time. The top of the 9th could end the game the way we're looking. So Atlanta right now, they have that 8-run advantage. I don't think they're too concerned right now. Of course, insurance runs are great, but an 8-run comeback, it would be the unthinkable if the Eagles return.
So I want to mention something. The Hanwha center fielder, oh, that's going to be a strikeout. The Hanwha center fielder could have robbed a home run earlier in the game, and yet did not rob a home run. And then the Hanwha Eagles do get robbed of a home run, which was a foul pole, which was a foul home run, not a foul pole home run. Nearly a foul pole home run, though, and it's kind of sad. But Hanwha being able to rob a home run, but only of themselves, not of the other teams. So unfortunate, but not like it really did matter. So we have a 9-1 game on our hands, and that's going to be ball 1. So obviously, David, with our game coming to a close pretty soon, how are you going to go watch the T-Bucks game? And
That's a very good point. Now,
yeah, do you want to do a watch party for it?
Miami has taken a 1-run lead. It's Miami 1 and Dallas nothing in the bottom of the 1st inning. Miami able to score 1 in their frame, and now Dallas getting the chance to hit for the very first time in this event. It is an elimination game for them. The winner moves on. The loser's season comes to a close. So this is a very important game for them, as it is, of course, to determine the seeds here in Atlanta. 2-2. The pitch on the way for Aura. His 14th of the game, looking to make it 15. Check swing. It's a full count.
Yeah, 3-2-1. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. That's what I like to call a 3-2-1. I mean, they'd also like a 1-2-3 inning here. And, man, here's the pitch. It's going to be foul ball, and no one's going to try to make that into a souvenir. I mean, if you're the Hanwha players, you do not want a ball from here as a souvenir. So, yeah, but not smart to waste your best pitcher on a game that doesn't change. So,
that's a quote coming straight from the players. Strike 3, swinging, and Aura going to get another strikeout there. Hey,
wait, look up at the chat.
For Hanwha. They were coming in with a disadvantage, and maybe they just figured to move on where they are. But I have to admit, I'd be surprised. Either way, they have put up more of a fight in these late innings, and they'll get one final chance in one more out.
Yeah, and obviously, we have someone saying up in chat, bro, this streamer is so goated, so we appreciate that. You're goated. You know what? Yeah. And bottom of the 8th, game coming to the close in the next frame foreseeably, and what a fun game this has been. I mean, with all the downs of Hanwha, but with all the ups of Atlanta, that kind of rhymed. Man, this is such a fun game to cover, and I'm glad we all could share it here on the FTN Broadcasting Network.
I wouldn't act like it's done just yet here, Andrew.
We're down 8 runs.
We've still got 3 more outs. I wouldn't be calling it a done deal.
Well, 4 more outs.
On the way for Aura, his 21st. Might be the final of that. The Eagles are going to see.
Third baseman. Third baseman sort of scared me there.
And Atlanta might have just bat for the final time. To the plate, grilled fried beans for a first chance in the most clutch of scenarios. Of course, both teams will make the playoffs. This is the fight to gain and acquire the 3rd seed. So now the reliever hoping to get the job done. It's not a save scenario, but still looking to complete this one, getting onto the mound one more time. Returning, it is going to be Dreadlord 4040. To the plate, we mentioned it, grilled fried beans for his first at-bat, the windup and the pitch. It'll be his 10th for Dreadlord, and strike 1 swinging.
Yeah, we haven't seen grilled fried beans all game, and man, 238 batting average, 0 home run, 0 RBI, man, coming off the bench. And that's going to be a out. Yeah, that's going to unfortunately be an out. He just did not hustle.
Right to the first
Dude, he became Manny Machado right there.
Oh, unfortunately, you really can't do much with a shallow hit like that, and even still, we play on. So, up to the plate. This time around, we've got ourselves real Jim Bro coming back for the 4th time. Jim has been one of the better players, not only offensively, but defensively, and perhaps the highlight of the entire Hanwha Eagle offense, which tonight has been rather silent after 2 nights of coming through with exciting finishes and fantastic power hits. It looks like it's not the case today, and Jim will have to do the damage here from a major 8-run deficit. Pitch on the way, ball 1 as it stands, and Dread coming back up. The windup, slow as ever. The pitch.
Strike 1.
Strike 1, up and in. It's still a strike.
Yeah, and I love how the HCBB GUI on the Miami game says bottom 1th. We'll have to go see that pitch right here. I really want to see that. It'd be a really funny area to catch. Actually, David, can you go confirm that for us? That's going to be ball number 2.
All 2 right there. So 2 balls and 1 strike. Miami's still going to be up 1, but it looks like
bottom
Dallas
1
has momentum.
Bottom 1th in the Dallas-Miami game. I'm going to say that. And strike number 2. I just wanted to see it say bottom 1th. That would have... That's amazing to me. So,
the bottom of the 1st right now, and Dallas might take the lead in that game. This is the challenge for them. Dallas or Miami, whichever wins, they will face the winner of this game, which may be Atlanta.
All 3.
2 balls, no longer.
3, 2,
it's
1
3
right
balls
now.
And 2 strikes, full count.
3, 2, 1, and Dredd just boosting his stats on a blowout. That's insane.
Well, they're talking about, of course... They mentioned a good point. Pitchers today, maybe not using the best pitchers in the staff, given the circumstance. Strike 3 called, and now the Hanwha Eagles are down to their final out. Via Mateo, who's come up for 5 at-bats. Here he is again, and as he started the game, he may be the man that ends it.
Yeah, and man, you know, the Rebels I think they have some good consistency coming into the playoffs now, because this 9-1 blowout is definitely going to be good, and that's going to be the
And
game ending
contact.
out.
Pop up, and it is far, but that will end the game. Atlanta will win 9-1, and Via Mateo serves as the first and final outs of the game. The Rebels are your Division II third seed, and the Eagles, after coming in red hot, will be relegated back to the fourth and final guaranteed seed in Division II playoffs.
Let me get
Atlanta will get the job done. 9-1, they were dominant on offense and pitching as well. Patriot getting the victory, Aura coming through to close the game, and that is all she wrote. Taking their celebratory picture, it's now the Rebels lined up in the home dugouts.
And man, what an amazing game that was. You know, with all the home runs, all the slugging we saw, and you know, we want to thank you all for being here and for all the donations and, you know, just being here. And you can catch the Miami and Dallas Panthers game on T-Buck's Twitch channel, which, you know, they're taking a team photo right now of which we are watching in the middle. And man, obviously celebrate that third seed, because that was such a great third seed. I mean, blowing out to get third seed, that's what you want if you're the Atlanta Rebels. So now you have some... Yeah, you want some momentum coming into the playoffs, and that's exactly what they're going to have coming into the wild card.
And so now, you know, we're leaving this broadcast, and before we do, Andrew, I'd like to ask you for your final thoughts on this game before we say goodnight from Rebel Field.
Well, I believe that the Hanwha Eagles are kind of screwed right now with if that's how they're going to play in the playoffs, because they're probably not going to make it past maybe they'll make it past the wild card, but I don't think they're going to make it past the DS. Maybe they get to the CS, but that'd have to be a very, very lucky run. Or maybe they go on a Winsanity run and they make it somehow into the World Series. But we'll wait till that happens, and hopefully that is broadcasted on FTN. And David, as you said, I want your final thoughts on this game too.
Well, what a game it was. And, you know, Hanwha, with such red-hot offense coming in, I'm quite surprised they played the way they did. But they knew they were guaranteed to lock themselves into the playoffs. And as such, well, maybe tonight was a bit of a night off and some extra practice. With that being said, we move on next to playoff coverage. Miami and Dallas are fighting for the final Division II playoff slot. And then we will officially find out who is part of the playoff lineup for season 23. We'd like to thank all viewers for stopping by and showing their support tonight. You've been watching from the virtual Rebel Stadium here in HCBBL Baseball. From David Kreutz and Andrew Schulte, the FTN broadcasting crew tonight. Hope you enjoyed all that we brought to you on the table, and we hope to be back once again for playoff coverage. Thank you again for watching, and Andrew, if you have any final shout-out messages or sign-off messages, I'd love to hear it as well.
You knew exactly what I was going to say, and obviously the two men with custom jerseys, Mount Visit uniforms. Buy them, fire jerseys, I would recommend, maybe because I'm the one making them. We have a lot of NPB releases coming soon, and maybe you'll see them in-game, and hopefully you can wear them and enjoy them in-game. We have the 1993 Mets away jerseys on for David, and then I have the Murakami Summer 2019 jerseys on, obviously being a bit inaccurate, not the actual pants that were game used with it. And yeah, so we hope you enjoyed this broadcast. Obviously, go check out Nevada Graphics, GFX. And we hope to see you next time on FTN playoff coverage for the Wild Card Series. And we'll go see maybe who we have a matchup on T-Buck's channel. So, David, if you would link that, feel free. And we'll see you next time here on the Fireball Talks NASCAR, Not Always Stock Car Racing Broadcasting Network. And good night.